Welcome back to Bridges. We are talking to Renee Palacios, and Sam Hancock has joined us. Sam Hancock is the superintendent of the Secor Gardens Academy, and Sam's school has adopted a family at Family House for this Christmas. And there's a concert, actually a benefit concert. But before we talk about that, I want to get, Brian, can we put up the stats for Renee's organization? I just want to show you, take a look at this. At this facility that is understaffed, underpaid, I have to tell you. I've been in this facility a lot. They are doing amazing work. They have served 677 individuals, 371 children, 248 families. I want you to pay attention to this. The number of meals served. Look at that, 35 million meals. 35,000 meals, were served at this organization. Average length of stay is 39 days. 39 days, that's nothing. That's just more than a month. And 75% of all the families served by Family House have favorable outcomes. Please, please, please pay attention to this really important discussion this morning. These really important children need our attention, not just at Christmas time, but all year long. And thank you so much for being with us and reminding us of that this morning. And thank you for deciding, for being one of those individuals who've stepped up to add your voice, your very prominent voice in this community, to this very important cause. So Secor Academy has adopted a family. What made you do that?
Well, I was talking to Renee about the fact that we have children at our school who were formerly at a shelter. And it just made sense to me, Donnie, that we would provide transportation to children to come to our school to provide them with an education. Because I've really just learned this since I've been at Secor Gardens Academy, that when a family is homeless, and I didn't know this before, that when they move out of the shelter into their home, they still have a lot of challenges.
Absolutely.
And they know that the children need to be in a school, but when you're trying to find a place to stay, trying to feed yourself, it's not that they forget that, but they need somebody
Priorities
to help
happen.
them. There you
Priorities
go.
happen.
They need help.
Priorities happen. And, you raise a really important point. The kind of trauma that happens to these children and their families while they are in that situation doesn't go away just because they walk into the front door of a house.
That's right.
It doesn't.
It does not. And what Sam is saying as far as, sometimes there's additional obstacles or more challenges, once they move out of the shelter, because now they're on their own. See, when they're in the shelter, it's a really supportive living environment. We have case managers, we have, 24-hour staff, we have, food available for them, and we provide a lot of their stability, a lot of their needs. But once they move out, they're on their own.
They're on their own. It's, and the other thing that you all may want to know out there is that in our school system, there are hundreds of homeless children. Hundreds of homeless children in our school system. We don't talk about it the way we should. We don't address it as aggressively as we should. These children suffer challenges, face challenges more than the average child trying to get through school, which hampers their ability often to be successful academically. Are you finding that with these kids in your school, Sam?
Our children, we have even bought uniforms, for children coming from the shelter, because we know that they need uniforms. The transportation is something we provide anyway, but when I can say to a family, listen, our bus is already over in that area, just bring the child out front, we'll bring them to school, we'll bring them back home. I like being able to say that, because then it helps the mom or the family to focus on other things and know that they're going to be taken care of at Secor Gardens Academy.
Well, Renee and I both hope that Secor Gardens Academy stays visible in Family House for the whole year, and not just at Christmas time. So how did you decide to develop this benefit concert?
Well, I thought about having a benefit concert involving my daughter, who's a recording artist, and I had been talking about that for about a year. But then one of the planners said, well, what
you want to
about
give your daughter a shout out?
Yeah, Amy Nicole, she's been singing in the community. But then one of the planners said, well, how about Rance Allen? I said, Rance Allen? I don't even know how to reach Rance Allen.
Grammy Award-winning Rance Allen, the man
I didn't
when
think
it comes
happen,
to gospel music.
I'm telling you, and I called him and he answered the phone and almost dropped the phone. And so long story short, I talked with him and his publicist and basically said, you know what, for what you're trying to do, we will come and we will come for free. and I'm bringing my brothers with me, and I'm bringing Chris Bird, and I just almost fainted. I said, that is so awesome. So it's a benefit concert. I mean, obviously we need to raise money, you know, so we're trying to get our enrollment up at the school, because we have a wonderful curriculum, not just for our Family House students, but for all our students. So we have a good product, but we figured, you know what? Let's adopt a family from Family House. We already have children here. We need to do more for the homeless anyway, and it just made sense to us. And so we're excited about the family that we're going to be providing as many things as we can provide. Toys,
so cool.
Uniforms, supplies, share with Renee, maybe even some furniture. So we're trying to do some things. And people have gotten really excited about, not just about the Rance Allen Group, but about what we're doing, and that excites me.
People are, this is a very generous community, and if you don't believe that, you should be in the lobby of 13 ABC and see all of the toys that are being collected for the toy drive. I mean, it makes you want to do your own little shopping out there. It's amazing. Look at that. It's amazing at how generous this community can be. And we are so blessed to live in a place that understands the value of people in this community. And everybody here at 13 ABC thanks you for that generosity for our drive, and also for what you're doing for the rest of the community as well. And if you've never seen a Rance Allen concert, you are really in for an amazing experience. He is extraordinary. So we're going to give you information about how to attend that concert, get tickets for that concert before we leave you today. But I want to ask you something about the Showseeker Academy. What makes that a great place for kids like Renee sees to come?
Showseeker Gardens Academy, Donnie, has a curriculum called Success for All. And I was just talking with my kindergarten teacher today. I said, I need a few success stories, because I know it's a wonderful curriculum. I know we're doing wonderful stuff. But talk to me about what I've been hearing in your class. And she shared with me just that within the last 30 days, her kindergarten, she has kindergartners who could not develop a sentence, could not read a sentence, could not repeat a word. Now they're reading whole sentences. They're coming up with definitions just because of this curriculum and the quality of teaching. So it's a literacy and technology curriculum that guarantees that a child will be reading on third grade level by the time they get to third grade. So we're just excited about this, not just that success story. There's another one where we had students who, when they came into the class, first graders, they could only recognize 9 words. Just 9. Now they can recognize twice that many. This is in first grade. I mean, because some kids that come to our school are low. They should already be reading.
Sure.
And some of them are not. So what we're trying to do is make sure we move the needle. We want to make sure that when they come to us, that they're a lot farther along within 30 days or 60 days than they were before they came to our building.
And this is a nationally recognized curriculum, isn't it?
It's the most research-proven curriculum in the country. A lot of schools don't use it because it's kind of pricey. But I think our kids deserve it, and it's really it's not an easy one to implement. It takes a lot of work, but the teachers love it because they know it works. And so we always want to make sure we let the public know.
And what a great curriculum for kids who have suffered some sort of trauma. That impedes their ability to learn temporarily, and most of those setbacks can be overcome.
Absolutely.
But what a great approach.
Oh, no doubt about it. And we always emphasize to Donnie and Renee that we need to address the social and emotional needs of the children.
Totally.
In addition to the academic needs, because when our babies come into the building, they're hungry. Some that maybe haven't come from a shelter, they're still hungry. So we want to make sure they get breakfast and they get lunch. And we address some of those as best as we can, some of their needs, because we don't know what happened at home last night.
Do you use volunteers?
Yes, we do.
You do? Okay. And if somebody wanted to volunteer, they can reach you at the number. We've got your contact information. We'll give them that. And you certainly.
Absolutely,
What
yes.
kinds of things would you need volunteers to do?
Well, and I'll tell you, Donnie, only 6% of the monies that we bring in goes to administration. So
that's amazing. It's amazing.
So there are very few of us that work there, and I like it that way because I really work hard to gain community support to make the rest of things fall into place. So we have a computer lab, a fully functioning computer lab that I always are looking for volunteers to come in and help someone put a resume together or search online for a job. We accept clothing and small household items. So we need folks to come in and help us sort through our donations. We're looking for organizations who want to come in and bring in in meals and do some fellowship with the families that we serve. So I had a call from a woman who was a saxophone player who said, I want to do something, but all I can do is play the saxophone. And you know, I put her in the dining room over dinner, and she played a little bit of dinner music, and the children, many of them had never seen a real saxophone. They were just thrilled
How
with
cool
this,
is
with, you know,
that?
so
Yeah.
you'd be amazed if people give us a call, we will put their talent, because everybody has gifts, talents, or treasures, right?
Right,
Gifts,
right.
talents, or treasures, everybody has that. And so if you give us a call, tell us what your gift, talent, or treasure is, and we'll put it to use at Family House.
Almost anything somebody you'll take all comers, basically.
Absolutely, yes. And we get a lot of people who ask, you know, can their kids come and volunteer as well? Yes. Now, the only caution I have is, you know, remember, we work with human beings.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
not the zoo.
It's not the zoo. That's
So
right.
people cannot
That's
come
right.
in and see the
Stare.
homeless
That's
people.
right.
You would be amazed on how many times I've gotten calls about that. But if you'd like to volunteer and give back,
Right.
because that's where your heart is,
Right.
absolutely.
Right, you know, and I laugh because that happens so often. That happens so much more than people who don't work in social services would imagine. People come in and they want to volunteer just so they can look at that homeless
Yes,
person,
yes.
you know, or look at that substance abuser. So, but we're going to tell people how to contact you and donate to your incredible organization. And you as well, Sam, quickly, is your concert free?
It is. It's a free concert, and it's a benefit concert. So we'll be raising money through the churches, through the community, to benefit the homeless, to benefit Family House, to benefit Showseeker Academy, because we are a privately owned and operated school, or public school.
All righty there,
and we're doing that.
And it's on December 21st at 7 o'clock at the Armory Church. We'll give you some more information when we come back. Please stay with us.